welcome to Be So Light. I'm going to keep this very short and sweet, just out of respect for those who are celebrating with their families and gathering today on their celebration of time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Christ Light to you, however you see that day. My name is Felicia, as well as Niana and Priestess Makala. And if you can kind of tell, I am not like super I am not like super like wee. Not. So I'm going to just put this out there, and there will be a follow up on this in May. Um, so I told you I was trying to get Dewan back on the show because I wanted him to do a review for everything for the solar eclipse and what was coming through so we could both sit and compare notes on some of the messages that we were receiving. And it was the oddest thing because I was cooking and he called and I was like, hey, babe, what's up? How are you? And he's like, I'm good. He goes, I just wanted to call and check in on you to see how you were doing with all the energy and everything. And I said, oh, it's been kicking my ass, but I'm good. I'm staying focused. And so we had this conversation and I said, I would really love to have you come on to Be So Light TV show. And he goes, oh, you got it? Because I said, yeah, I got the domain name for it and everything. So that's what I call it now. And he goes, oh, I love it. And I said, yeah, would you be interested in coming on this week and doing anything? And he was like, no, I'm really busy. The energy has spiked up. I'm really busy with my clients, but I will come on in May and do a show with you in May. And I said, oh, I really wanted you to come, and then he explained to me what he was feeling, what was going on. And I was feeling the same things, but I just was kind of thinking I was just in my own little world of everything that's going on, getting hit with so much of the energy, the ups and the downs, and the constant, okay, what the hell is today? I'm like a week ahead of myself. I can't keep up with the days. And what time is it now? And oh shit, we're at the end of March already. I'm just like, dang, are you kidding me? So we started talking, and he was telling me how he's been just really a lot of self-caring, taking care of himself. He just moved into a new place and he was getting himself together. And I said, oh, cool, honey, I'm so glad you're not too far away from me. You're just right in the neighborhood area. About maybe 10-15 minutes away, maybe 15. Let's just put it that way. 20 on a good 20 if it's traffic. But I'm like, cool. And he says, yeah. He said there's just a lot going on, and this is the message. He says, yes, I'll come on to the show. Love to come on your show, but it has to wait till May because all the light workers are getting hit. And I say, yeah, tell me about it. He says, yeah, we are taking the hit, the blunt of the energy of what is happening on the planet. So here I am, I'm making the breakfast, and my emotions start going in, and I'm like, and he says, we have to get ready for the amount of energy that's coming in May. He says, April's going to be the setup, but May is going to be heavy. And I'm like, but no, we can change it. We can flip it. We're at 70% light on the planet. He goes, yeah, but there are some things that are fate. You can't change the hand time of fate. So I immediately, when he was saying that, I was like, "Ugh." And I started thinking about what Leo King was saying, how we are constantly, how certain planets bring in certain reactions, brings in certain things. And I was like, oh. And I said, okay. He said, but he says, we just have to be ready and anchoring as much light as possible. And I said, okay, I got it. He says, not trying to get caught up in the drama of everything, but, just anchoring the light. And I was like, okay, I got it, I got it. So I just, I totally get it because he was talking about how he's working with his clients and stuff. And he says, but I find myself, I have to be kind of to myself and take care of myself. And I'm eating weird. Sometimes I want to eat, sometimes I don't want to eat. And I don't deny myself if there's something I feel like I want to eat and I eat it. And I said, yeah, I have the weirdest appetite thing. Like yesterday, walking around in a grocery store, and I was like, I don't feel attracted to anything. I don't want to eat anything really. So I ended up making a cabbage masala with cabbage and the tikka masala sauce and putting that. And today I'm making another dish with tikka masala and some zucchini and green onions and cabbage mixed up into that. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm just not feeling the whole eating thing either. He goes, yeah, that's a part of all this energy that's coming in that we're inundating. He says it's really important that all of us really take care of ourselves and we really purge out those things that don't sit well with us and just moving out those energies. And I said, well, yes, I'm starting a drumming gathering on 4/4. And for 16 minutes, we come together and we bring in this high frequency of collective light to bring in to offset anything that could be worse. He says that's the best thing is to offset stuff, to kind of create an energy that bumps the negative energy down. So I said, okay. He says, it could be worse, but because of a lot of the work that some of us have already been doing, taking a hit, really, when you're feeling tired, that's, we were taking the energy hit for what we're doing. A lot of us are working at times when we go to sleep. A lot of us are working in those realms and anchoring and having meetings. I know that for me, that's what I do. And that's why a lot of times when I come on and I see different platforms and I recognize a soul and I say, oh, he was at the meeting or he was there or she was there and blah, 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 blah. Okay, this, I got it. So we're really getting inundated very heavy with artificial and then divine. And there's this battle going on. And we're in the middle of it, trying to hold it all together. So he will come on in May. We'll have a big show in May. And we will talk about the collective of things of what we need to do. At least attentively, that's what the plan is. Well, he's going to come on in May. So after I got off the phone with him, I was just like, I really just need to get in the bathtub right about now because that's what I'm feeling. So one of the things I want to talk about as we're moving forward, and it is key to really take care of ourselves. And yesterday when I was talking about the bottom of the feet, um, I mentioned that to him and he was like, oh my God, thank you so much for saying that because I've been having this weird thing happening with my feet and tired and my legs and everything. And I said, yeah, K1 of the kidney meridian, you want to go into the bottom of the foot right in the center and press on that and massage it and take care of that. He goes, thanks for letting me know that because that's going to help. I said, it'll help resurge the energy of the kidneys. Now, let's go back some 20 something years. When I was thinking about moving to Mount Shasta, this ties in with the kidneys. And I remember when I met the elder and she was telling me, she says, Felicia, if you come up and you live in Shasta, you can only stay for at least 7 years. After that, it starts to pull your energy down. And I go, what do you mean? It says people who come up to live in Shasta, especially if you're native, if you're indigenous, you have that blood, you can't live directly in the city of Shasta. You have to live on the outskirts of Shasta because Shasta is such a high frequency. The first place it pulls is the kidneys. It's heavy on the kidneys. So most people, you see, they can't stay up here that long. If they do, they become ill. They get weak. And I said, oh. So now take that knowledge, knowing that high frequency up in Shasta, how it can pull on you. It can give to you, but if you stay too long in it, years after years after year, it pulls on you. It drains you because it's a lot of energy. Now we step and speed it forward and we look at right now and we can say, okay, the energy that's coming in, the amount of light that's coming in, we're not used to it. And that's a lot of protonic, ionic charge, plasmic light coming in and changing us, making us this beautiful crystalline going into that being. But in order to go into that, all of our carbon-based self of what we're normally like has to recalibrate itself to be able to hold the amount of codes in order to be functioning fully more in that fifth and sixth and seventh and eighth and ninth dimension. Okay, it's not all about the fifth dimension. It's actually holding that amount of light codes to be able to function in these higher realms on a physical earth plane. It's never been done. But when we say it's never been done, we have to look back and say it has been done because Lemuria and Atlantis were the two civilizations that were highly developed, evolved beings that existed. And for whatever reason, with Atlantis, technology got crazy and they went and started like how they're doing with CERN and doing all this crazy stuff. They're putting so much into the technology and messing with things and upsetting the the basics of everything. So, and then the Lemurians was all about just communing, just being and love and being in harmony and balance with Mother Tiamat, being in balance with the crystals, being in balance with everything. So if you're one of those people that find yourself really gravitated to crystals and stuff, that's because you got a lot of Lemurian. If you like being around water, that's because you got a lot of Lemurian in you. If you're bent on more of the higher form of technology, learning how to do things with it, that's more Atlantis with the technology. Lemurian did more with the crystals and how to run different knowledge and sealing things into the crystals. Where Atlantis had a lot of the technology and they were working with the ethers and getting things to interact with each other and creating things. Okay, so we got these two different civilizational energy in the memory timelines interacting, showing up, present right now. And it's coming online in a lot of us, Atlantean and Lemurian, Atlantean and Lemurian. So just knowing that when I look at May, and one of the things that a lot of the seers and the astrologers, thank you for the information you put out. For those of us that aren't, I'm not astrology savvy. I'm more like, give me the info and I'll, I can get it and send it out, and whatever my visions are. But for whatever reasons, when we have these eclipses, we have to pay attention to those 40 days after an eclipse like this that's hitting. Okay, the 40 days. And this is where it's going to get crazy. This is where we have to put so much light into changing that timeline, to change the outcome. I am just one of those people that just totally believes in whatever we put our minds to, we can change it. If we really do it with intention and do it from the part of our spirits, we can change it. So it's not going to be so severe. Okay? Because just think about this. If we did nothing, if everybody just kind of sat around and just did nothing, then yeah, it would be monstrous. It would be crazy if we were all asleep. We weren't doing our work. We didn't care. We were just working our 9 to 5s and we were still asleep. Then yeah, it would be heavier. A lot of stuff would have already happened that wasn't supposed to happen. But because of our consciousness, thank you. I really need you to come in. Because of our consciousness and because of the awareness and because of us, we're saying no more. We're going to stand and fight this. We're going to create a new paradigm, a new way of being free. We're freeing ourselves. And when we talk about freeing ourselves, sometimes it requires us to fight. So we don't give the lower energy permission to keep doing what it's doing. We're saying no. We're rising up. So in that rise, the heart expands, the third eye expands, and we get into that place of where we are really becoming the higher Christos light of ourselves. And that's where we have to be. Yes. Yes, his message today, and let me tell you, it was all about we are getting hit. It's kind of like, because we're in the front line, we are the sensitive ones, we're the empath ones, we are the seers, we're the healers, the herbalists, the body workers. You know, those of you that are doing body work on people, you have to really take care of yourself. Because when you step into other people's energy in their auric field, you're dealing with, they're trying to work through their karmas. They're trying to work through their shadow self. They're trying to work through what's going on with them. Their body's not feeling good. If anybody got these, they are more trying to fight off whatever's going on in their body. So if you're a healer working hands-on with someone, you have to really take care of yourself. Those of us that are seers and visions, and we work in the higher realms of the collective, and we're working in that divinity, we have to take care of ourselves to make sure we stay grounded, to make sure that our chakras get cleaned off, that crown gets taken care of, that lower back gets taken care of, the feet, all of our soul stars and our earth star and our water star chakras stay clean, because we are getting inundated with so much energy. And yes, A lot of times when we go in, hi darling, when we go into the stores and we're trying to get food to nourish ourselves, you have to be aware now and look at the food and feel it. If it feels icky to you, don't get it. Because that means, and I'm sorry, I got to say it like it is. A lot of our food is being super inundated with a lot of radiation that's coming down. And it's ripening things fast, or it's been chemically treated to make it look so pretty for us. So when you get it, if you're wondering why that apple's not spoiling, like if it's been on the counter or something or in the refrigerator for a month and hasn't spoiled. You're like, what the hell's wrong with this apple? You know, certain things what we grew up with, like how we used to eat and things that we used to do, we can't do it anymore because it's not the same. It's not the same. It's not the same anymore. It really isn't. You know, the foods like what our moms and our dads used to eat back in the day, they had the good food. They really did. Nowadays, we have to really be on our game to know what the hell we're eating. You got to read those labels. You got to have the sensor. Remember when I was telling you when you're working with your key, you're setting your intention, what is your hand energy doing? There is a reason why I was teaching you that. Because it's not all about being able to use your hands and what you're receiving for your key, but when you're going out and you're checking the food, you want to receive info, receive the vibration of something, using your left hand and scanning over things, you'll feel it right in your gut like, I don't have a problem going in, going, no. I saw a thing of asparagus yesterday, and I said, oh, those asparagus look good. As soon as I touched it, it was like, no. Took my hand off of it, and I said, no. Just kept going through, and I was like, no, 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 no. That left hand reads, is receiving your energy. Your right is sending. So when you're going in and you're checking stuff, you better believe, yeah, you're picking up. You're picking up on the vibration. All you do, tomato vibration. If it sits there like a flat zero, flat line, put it back down. You know, they've taken seeds out of our food, a lot of our foods, because the seed is the essence of that plant. It's the DNA matrix spark of that plant that talks to us when we intake it. So, anyway, this is why I came on. So, I'm not going to be here long because I'm going to take my Abhyanga. And Abhyanga, in case you don't know, I come from a nursing background of 28, close to 30 years, retired from it. As soon as COVID hit, I said, forget that. But in my time of nursing, I went ahead and became a massage therapist and holistic practitioner. So now I do the body work stuff when I want to. When I see clients and a lot of the healers, I make private time for them. But my main thing I like to do is doing my spiral light because it's dimensional and it can get through and go anywhere around the world. I don't have to go get a ticket to go fly to you to go help you. I can just have that direct connection with you through the ethers and go do my thing. I much love that. I love that. So that's what I do. And then I spend a lot of time teaching others because I went through what it's like to burn yourself out, what it's like to be so burned out you can't function. I went through all of that. So now I come and I teach others how not to go down that road. Or if you're working in the medical field, how you should really be taking care of yourself. Certain things you need to be wearing on your body so you're not getting so inundated with the fluorescent light and the computers and the charts, the electronic charts you got to be on all the time, and going in and out of different patients' rooms that got certain things going on with them. That's all energy, babes. And it's all about when you step into that, you got to remember you got this auric field that's out. And when you're stepping into other people's aura, what do you think is happening? You're picking up some of that stuff. You're picking up. That's why it's so important when you come home. If you work in the medical field, you take those scrubs off at the doorway. You take those shoes off at the doorway. You get your ass into the shower or a tub and you take a sea salt shower or a bath and you rinse and you cleanse and get that stuff off and cut all those cords of everybody else and send them on their way so that you are in your space and you don't have everybody else still bombarding your space because you were 8, 16 hours, whatever hours you're doing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. But Dewan and I will have a show in May. He did say, all healers, please take care of yourself. And he really gave that voice of, we are taking the blunt hits right now. And that's why we're so tired. And that's why a lot of things are just, we're feeling overwhelmed. This is more than anything to please, if you feel overwhelmed and you feel like something's not right, please talk to someone. Talk to your friends. Talk to people who get you, who love you, who celebrate you. Don't talk to people who don't get you because they'll just look at you and say, oh, well, then, you need to get on meds. You need to get on this and da da da. This is not a med thing unless there's something really medically going on. This is more of, you don't have to do it alone type of thing. All of us can be there, but make sure those that you know that are really walking a tight line, please give them the suicide hotline number so that if they are walking on that you gave them support, gave them a number and say, look, I really want you to call this number, get the support you need. I'm here to hold space for you. I might not be the best one that you need to talk to right now, but they can help you. Please, please, I can't stress that enough because as we get inundated with so much of this light, a lot of us are going to feel like we need a way out, okay? And that's what's going to be pushing. So, well, here you go. What did I just say? We're trying to do what? Freedom. Pegasus. We're trying to break free. And this is from the new set of cards called, and I love this, Oracle of the Universe. So, Pegasus, the back of the cards are like this. Love it. So it's the Pegasus, the freedom, the constellation. It has it right there. And this is number 22. Here we go. Oh, and I open right to it. So the freedom is find freedom in the mastery of oneself. You cannot control others. To be truly free, you must cultivate your independence. No one owns you, but you. You already have a choice. Look to your values in order to make a good decision. Okay? In order to make a good decision. And then the medicine, wow, 22, and then we got 11. I want to say Ayana Vision, Way of the Divine Feminine Reveal. Oh, I like this. That's pretty. That's a pretty one. Very crystal and crystalline light like. So I'm going to wrap up with this. And everyone, just go and be good to yourselves today. And here's the meaning of this. The divine feminine yearns to reveal her way and her wisdom to you, that you may live passionately and purposefully. As you trust her inner guiding voice, you recognize the authentic of desires and visions that move you from within, that are the seeds of your sacred mission. You shall experience that the clarity and soul deep relief that only truth can bring. You shall experience a knowing of purpose that awakens your abilities to live deliberately and experience deep fulfillment. All right. Okay, lovelies. I just wanted to come on here and share that info with you after having my wonderful chit chat with my dear friend Dewan, and love him dearly, But when he talks, I really do pay attention to what he's saying, because he we've known each other a long time, you know, and it's because of him I do what I do, and it's taken a long time for me to get to this place in my life where I'm doing what I'm doing, because I fought it the whole time, you know. So everyone, be good to yourselves. Today, just sit within the divinity and sovereignty of yourself. Be a listening ear for those who might need to say something. Bring your light and your love and your presence into areas where you need to lift it up. Okay, and just be your divine light self. All right, take care of yourselves. Don't beat yourselves up. Don't beat up anybody else. Just love yourself. Love everything else, but please be in love with yourself, because that's the key. If we, the way he said it, and I loved how he said it, he says, if we could just all learn to love ourselves, there would be no wars. There you go. All right, lovelies. Let's just put that out there and just start with us loving ourselves and taking care of ourselves. And say yes when you mean it. Say no when you mean it. And no is a complete sentence. You don't always have to do everything. It's okay to say no. And it's a fuck yes to you. There you go. All right. Have a wonderful day. Celebrate in whichever way that feels good to you. Be to yourself. I'm getting my ass in the bathtub. Going to go do my Abhyanga. I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love.